Grand National Roadster Show was started about 60 years ago, and it was up in the Bay Area, up in Oakland. And it was the event every year to go to right after the first of the year. And people came from all over the country, and the event grew and grew and grew, and finally outgrew its location and moved down to the Pomona Fairplex. And it has grown to encompass all the buildings in the Fairplex. I handle the move-in process for all the buildings on Wednesday and Thursday night. We have a crew of about 52 people, and so I make sure that everything from the time that the participants and the vendors come in through gate 17 until they're in their spot, to make that transition, that movement as smooth as possible.
1919. Building number 8. Name and telephone number, and that stays in the truck. Okay. In case we need to move the truck.
And that's a lot of cars. We're moving in 600 cars usually on Wednesday night and Thursday. And you know, there's congestion, there's a lot of movement, cars moving everywhere, trailers everywhere, and we have to keep that flowing in an orderly fashion, and that's what we do. And we do that pretty well, actually. My guys are the best, and so we do that very well.
Just a little bit cool angle, okay?
Okay, and
as long as you're not over this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I looked at Johnny's car, and I went to John Buck, and I said, let's look at this car to put in Building 7. And we all agreed that this car was definitely a car that could go in this building. And generally we don't put matte or suede cars in the other buildings. But Johnny's car was nice enough all over. It just was the color combination he had chosen that would label him. But his car far exceeded that label. And that's how we chose him to come into the show.
Let's go this way a little bit.
These cars are chosen. There's usually 11 of them in competition, and they are the best of the best. The rest of the cars are also best of the best. Some are local cars, some come from across the country. People build their cars and want to debut them at the Grand National Roadster Show. It is the finest show in the country to bring your car to. The car owners, for the most part, apply. They send in an application, and then there's a staff that looks at pictures of each one of these cars, and they lay it out, and they say, this car is what we're looking for the show this year. Some cars they will send back and they'll say, let's look at you next year because our theme is going to be a little bit different. But every car is reviewed and qualified to go in the show, and then the invitation is sent back to that applicant to come to the show. In one of the buildings, building 10, is always a theme building, and those cars are cars that we actively go out and look for to put in that building.
You guys come in right here, Ricardo?
It was raining when we got up this morning to come down here. We unloaded the car, brought it in. We realized just how much cleaning we had to do because of the rain and the water on the roadway. My son and my nephew, John and Rocco, we got right on it, and we started wiping down, started seeing all the spots that really needed to be taken care of. So we started wiping it down and started doing detail all over again. And as soon as I got the hoods cleaned up, I opened up the hood, started doing detail on the engine, crawled underneath, and I think we got it. A lot of nice cars here, but more than that, I'm really happy to be here, and I'm going to have a lot of fun here. But I think I'm going to show pretty good.
The show's a 3-day show. It opens at noon on Friday and runs until, in the early evening. And then it opens Saturday and Sunday all day. And so we started doing the Saturday and Sunday drive-in. And these are people that don't really want to participate or don't feel they have a nice enough car to participate in an indoor show, so they come to the outdoor show. And we bring those cars in, and we start parking them in between the buildings on both sides. On the outside of the buildings, And we've had as high as 800 cars come in on a Saturday when the weather's nice. And that's in addition to the 600 cars that are inside. So the spectators coming in are treated not only to the cars inside, but the cars outside as well. And so that's a really nice part about this show. That's one of the very few indoor shows that has this that feature to it.
Hello, my name is Glenn Necessary. This is my 51 Mercury Custom. We're at the Grand National Roadster Show and showing it off for the first time. Finally got it out of the garage. And it's a full custom. We changed a lot of parts and pieces on it. It does have its original flathead engine. If there was numbers on it, it would be numbers matching. And we just started creating, and we wanted to make kind of a designer Merc, and it's slightly different than the average Merc. And I always say, if you don't know custom Mercs, this is just another one. And if you do know custom Mercs, you can see how many differences there are on this car. So we tried to stay with all vintage parts, like the 37 Ford headlights, the original flathead. It has its original seat in it that we've doctored up, and just many changes all the way through.
Unlike a car show that we all attend during the year, those are pretty much picks. The judges are not professional, and they'll walk through and they'll say, oh, I like that car, it's red, or it's a 32, or whatever, and it appeals to them. These judges are professional, and they're looking for certain things. And in all the cars' case, they judge them on interior, they judge them on inside of their trunks, they judge them on paint, they judge them on the engine compartment, they judge them on overall appearance, they judge them on suspension and undercarriage, wheels, presentation. All of those things come into play. So they're not judged by a professional walking by and saying, oh, I like this car. They actually have a list that they go down, and there's points given to the car. And so if the car looks really nice on top, but they don't open their doors, then they're dinged because their interiors don't get judged. The judges will not judge an interior without the doors being opened. Same on the undercarriage. If they don't feel you've spent the time to detail the undercarriage well enough, then they'll ding you on that as well. And so then these points are added up, and that's how the judging's done.
I drive it to all the shows. This one is the one I didn't drive it to because I'm so far away, and I wanted to make sure I get. It was funny. After I got there, I realized. I told my wife Linda, I said, you know, there's some nice cars here. I guess I forgot. And this is as good as it's going to get. And I'm here. And I think you come over and visited, and more than once you asked me, how do you like your spot? And I said, I'm happy to be here. And I think I said that 2 or 3 times.
Your first place winner from Santa Ana, number 7116. Second place, number 6510, Julian DeLoya from Montclair, with a 49 Taylor Todd Stroller.
In every category, there's 3 awards. There's a first, there's a second, and then there's participation, which is basically third. So every category, and the first 2 are trophies, and the third is a plaque.
From San Clemente, number 7504, David Friedman with a 50.
There is, street rod, there's convertibles, there's customs, there's lowriders, hot rods, stockers, but it covers the whole gamut of the cars that are there. And so the cars are fairly judged in their category.
From Los Angeles, number 8620, 29 Roadster pickup from Woodland Hills, number 8114, John Martinez.
Sunday night was, I could have never thought that was going to happen for me. And that was what the Grand Nationals was for me.
41 Chevy Special Luck. Your second place winner from Phoenix, Arizona, number 5218, Steve Worden with the 48 Cadillac.
So how does it feel to be displaced in the bedroom by a trophy?
Oh, no. He's going into the other room with his trophy.
I'm still trying to process this.
But the nice thing is, you can go to any show that you want to go. There'd be very few guys who could set that trophy next to the car. Very few. This is the granddaddy.
You did good. He's, you know, this has been a dream of his, and I'm just very happy for him.
Well, he's lucky he's got a woman who supports him.
Yeah, well, you know, he loves it. He really does, and you know, it keeps him busy. Out of my hair. He really loves it. He's so passionate about it.
I worked hard. I worked hard.
You've now moved into the big boys school.
Well, I don't. I had a lot of help.
Well,
I had a lot of help.
now this makes all that time worth it. Gotta be.
For me personally, I've come full circle. I'm happy. I never thought I'd come here at this level,
At this level,
and I did. And over the last couple of years, I just surrounded myself. Over the last year, I really surrounded myself around good people, and I think that was just a push in the right direction. My mindset, my mind thinking, everything, you know, just changed a little. And I just didn't think I'd be here, and I'm here. And then I was here, and then I had doubts for 3 days. And